We are going to be looking at chapter number 6, verses 37 through 44. Chapter 6, 37 through 44. And he answered and said unto them, Give ye them to eat. And they said unto him, Shall we go and buy 200 penny worth of bread, and give them to eat? He saith unto them, How many loaves have ye? Go and see. And when they knew, they say, 5 and 2 fishes. And he commanded them to make all sit down by companies upon the green grass. And they sat down in ranks, by hundreds and by 50s. And when he had taken the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, he looked up to heaven and blessed and brake the loaves and gave them to his disciples to set before them. And the 2 fishes divided he among them all. And they did all eat and were filled. And they took up 12 baskets full of the fragments and of the fishes. And they that did eat of the loaves were about 5,000 men. Now, normally when people look at this scripture, they really focus on the miracle that had happened here of the amount of food that was brought to these 5,000 people. But as I was reading it, I was thinking about I was focusing on verses 39 and 40. And how nobody else could get 5,000 hungry people to sit down in ranks by hundreds and by 50s. And I even think about back when we were taking our senior pictures at Little Falls High School. And we all had to go out into the parking lot, and there were 80 of us. And they had to organize 80 people into one group so someone could climb up on top of the roof and take our picture in the parking lot. And for some reason, that took so long to be able to do. And that was 80 people. This is 5,000 people that were neatly organized in groups of 50s and 100s. And if you look at the language here, he commanded them to sit down by companies upon the grass. They sat down in ranks. That's military language. And what we're seeing here is a little glimpse of the Lord of hosts. This is 100% military language that's being used here. And it's so interesting to think that the same Lord of hosts used his abilities for battle, but also organization. And I found it extremely interesting as I was reading it, and I had never thought of that before, because like I said, usually when you hear this, you think of the wonderful miracle that happened with the food. But this was just something that I had never picked up before. And then I got thinking that right now, currently, in St. Johnsville, we have groups of 50s and 100s meeting in one place all over the town, in each different church. The only problem is that there are 5,000 people that were organized. And this is exactly why we should be praying for that revival. Because if you think about it, when we want to pray for multiple different groups coming here each day, and same thing with the other churches, we want that same Lord of hosts to be commanding the people, to be drawing them into the church as we are meeting here. So I think that it's incredible to me that I finally saw a different glimpse of something in this scripture, but also something that we should be praying for, because who would have thought that we could be praying to the Lord of hosts for revival? I didn't up until I read this. And I think that that's something, maybe a new prayer for you guys to really focus on. But the same Lord that is going to bring revival is the same Lord that is commanding the armies of the heavens and the earth. And I think that we really, really need to remember that and ask him to do what he did here, but instead of out in a grassy field, have it be our dwelling places in our town.